Mr. Taylor.
Here.
Mr. Geller. Mr. Buckman.
Here.
Mr. Quorum present.
As you wish, please stand for the pledge and repeat. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you today for all of this that you bestow on us. We ask for wisdom and guidance to do this meeting and make decisions. We also today ask for your comfort to the people of Israel and your guidance, your wisdom, your grace. Give them courage, give them wisdom, and give them guidance to deal with what they're having to deal with. All these things we ask in your Son's name, our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
To amend the agenda. And the item is on the board. Motion?
Motion, we amend the agenda to add approval of bid for the IT department.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
I've added this to the.
Hold on, that's the sheriff's department, not IT department.
Oh. For the sheriff's
Okay,
department.
but it's through the
Through
IT
IT.
department.
It's coming out of his budget though.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Sorry. That's my, yeah, that's my. Approved for the sheriff's department. Thanks.
Okay, it's for that firewall.
So is it for the sheriff's or the IT? Let's just clarify.
Well,
Sheriff's
next one
department.
came to me.
It's for the sheriff's department.
Okay.
All right, so you want to clean that up or not?
Okay, do I have a motion to approve this for the sheriff's department?
Okay, I make a
You're gonna
motion.
revise
my motion to.
Earlier motion to make
Yes.
for the sheriff's.
For the sheriff's department.
Second.
Second.
Nick, got anything else?
That's
Okay.
it.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Okay, now for the consent agenda, it's been covered. There it is, so, motion,
I'll make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
second,
I'll second.
and all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Now, on those items, it says disposable equipment, it's just a quick thing, but when they turn that in, they turn in a list of the things that they want, so that's in the records of the individual items that's going out, we just don't publish it here. So, it's not just a broadband throwaway, it's on the list. Okay, vacation of property, Bob, you wanna talk about this?
In 1925, the Doe Run Company platted the town of Mitchell and also Mitchell Road. The property outlined in blue is Bonnie Radcliffe's property, and over to the right is Mr. James Davis's property. There was an area of property outside the right-of-way of Mitchell Road, but it was also included in the plat. And that's this area right here. This little triangle, if you would draw the right-of-way line of Mitchell Road, you would see that. The issue is that that's county property. However, it's not a part of the right-of-way of Mitchell Road. What it does do, though, it blocks access for two of the lots of the Radcliffe property right in this area from having access to Mitchell Road. Ms. Radcliffe has requested that the county quitclaim that deed, that area to her. Her neighbor, Mr. Davis, is not interested in the property, and he has already quitclaimed any right that he may have to that triangle to Mrs. Radcliffe. And what this is I don't really think it's a vacation of property because that entails something else, but it's actually in my mind, a quitclaim of the property to Radcliffe. It's only 1/1300ths of an acre. It's would be equivalent to an area of 75 foot square, for example. Very small area. It's actually a win-win situation. In the case of Mrs. Radcliffe, it gives two of her lots access to Mitchell Road should they be developed. Right now, they can't be developed because they cannot get direct access to the right of way of Mitchell Road. From the county standpoint, the county right now is responsible for maintenance of that area and mowing and any liability that might occur on the property. By transferring it, not only do they eliminate the issue of maintenance of it, but it actually adds to the county tax rolls for that little piece of property. Based on that is recommendation to transfer that property to Mrs. Radcliffe by quitclaim deed.
Okay, now Davis has already signed his paperwork.
That's already filed with the
Okay.
recorder's office.
And has Ratcliffe signed theirs?
Uh,
Will they do a quitclaim?
They have done, they have already done a quitclaim that's filed. The county commission, in my opinion, needs to file a quitclaim to
Okay.
give the property to her, and she would be the sole owner of that little triangle.
Okay. And we, just because for fun, it might have been a vacation, so it's been published too? So
It
it's
was
been-
posted in public places, put on the website, and Road and Bridge has received no opposition nor any input from it whatsoever in the past 90 days.
Davis early on called me and to see what was going on, and I explained it not as well as Bob just did, but in those terms, so. Okay, and I think he's obviously happy. So, do I have a motion to, okay, we're gonna call this a quitclaim file or what?
In my opinion, it should be a quitclaim deed. Vacation has legal terminology that requires it be divided between the adjoining property owners. And so, it's just not, in an area that's easily divided. It's not like a alleyway that gets half to each side. It's an odd thing. And I also thought that it might be better for Mrs. Radcliffe, by it being filed with a quitclaim deed in the county recorder's office.
Okay.
And I don't know whether the recorder has any concerns.
That's what I was just gonna ask.
Bob, what is Miss Davis, what's her first name?
Bonnie.
That's right.
That's right.
I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, do I have a motion to allow the county to file a quitclaim on this acreage, this amount, or this property?
You guys are good with,
Is that the right terminology?
yes.
I'll make a motion that the county file a quitclaim deed on, it wouldn't be vacation of property, right?
Wouldn't be vacation, it'd just be a quitclaim.
A quitclaim deed to Bonnie Ratcliffe on the property on Mitchell Road. I'll just make a motion to
By the
proceed with
way,
that.
both Mr. Davis and Radcliffe acquired their property by quitclaim deed,
Yeah.
so it's comparable.
Well, and it's like you said, normally there would be a split in that, but there's no way to split.
You
Mr.
really
Davis
can't
has
split
agreed
it.
to it.
Do
I'm
we have a
gonna
legal,
say,
do we have a legal description?
I do, we have a legal description of the
Then
property.
Let's file that part as part of the motion.
Yes,
I'll go ahead and second, but go ahead.
I just have clarification. A quitclaim deed strictly means the county's quitclaiming their interest. There's no warranting or defending the title at all. They're just, your interest is out of it, so.
Okay.
it's a
and we're
relative.
probably not taking care of the property. I mean, we haven't been over there mowing that.
The Ratcliffes maintain the property
Yeah,
right now.
okay.
Bob, why did you do it this way, draw it up this way, 19?
Pardon?
Why did you draw it up this way?
Because he was a seniority man at the time, and he could do it that way.
Just curious.
Bob, you've come over slapping.
I understand.
Okay, motion second? Okay, any other questions? Yeah.
Does this mean that she does not gain title to it? She gains an opportunity to purchase it, is that
No,
right?
It's basically, the county owns it. And so what the county is doing by giving a quitclaim is that we give up the right of ownership to that property. And the reason it's a quitclaim and not a warranty deed is a warranty deed is much more complicated, meets and bounds description, and it would probably cost $2,000, $3,000 to have a warranty deed written up. A quitclaim basically is a verbal description of the property, and it gives up all rights to it.
So if you've given up all rights to it, who gains the rights to it?
We're giving it to
The Ratcliffes.
Ms. Ratcliffe.
You're giving it to her at no cost.
Yes, but we're gaining, it's a win-win, because right now, the county has all liability and maintenance of that triangle outside their right of way. And while she gains, her gain is that very small amount of land, but it does give her lots access to Mitchell Road.
To continue my thought, does that piece of property then go on her tax roll?
Yes, yeah.
Rich, there used to be a platted alley as you come across Mitchell.
Yeah,
The alleyway went right through here
okay.
and just continued on. At some point, I guess that was vacated, and you can see Mr. Davis's house is
Yep.
right up to the edge,
Yeah, yeah.
right there. So,
Well, they have been maintaining that.
yeah, we've
Yeah.
never maintained it.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, all in favor of, the county approving this, quitclaim fee, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Hang on, Bob.
I got this one.
Listen, John.
Okay. Keep that property in mind, and here you go, another view of it.
John Gross, Highway Administrator. We were also approached about vacating the alleyway to the south of Ms. Ratcliffe's property, right here. So we would just recommend to approve that. It's been posted, Bismarck, Leadwood, Flat River, multiple places throughout the county, in the area out there. The mayor from Bismarck has contacted me, the mayor from Leadwood has contacted me, asking where this alleyway's at. It has no effect on them, but they were just asking because we posted it there. So now this alleyway, this is Bonnie's father's property, so half of the alley will go to him, and the other half will go to Ms. Bonnie.
The alleyway's never been open or used.
Now, this is a vacation.
This is a vacation of the alleyway. And we've, Road and Bridges heard no response about the vacation of this alleyway either.
Okay. Motion?
I make a motion that we approve the abandonment of the alleyway adjoining Ratcliffe properties.
Second?
Second.
Questions? Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you. Now, the primary of the meeting. Come on, congrats. I haven't gave you pictures.
Thicker than cows.
Very nice. A couple extra if somebody wants, I know they're gonna be a hot commodity. Oh, thanks for letting us come and talk about extension and the programming. We do this quarterly, and so this will be August, September, and into October, I believe. We're gonna start off with our 4-H youth program. Janet Brown and Casey Amston work in our office with 4-H. One thing I wanted to highlight, and if you want to, I'm not going to cover everything on this, or we'll be here a while. But one thing I wanted to highlight, this is 4-H month. Basically, this is our enrollment period, beginning of the year for our 4-Hers. And so, if you have any kids that are interested in 4-H, please contact us. We'd love to sign them up. We have 7 clubs in the county, and a new one. And so, it should be to where that they could. Most of the time, those clubs are kind of situated in communities, and so we can find one that's close to the kids to where they live, or maybe they have a club that they're focused on in a certain project that we can direct them towards those clubs. Enrollment numbers is one thing I wanted to highlight, and I know we've been through COVID and back again, but from 2020 to 2023, we've almost tripled our 4-H numbers. Currently, in 2022-2023, we had 408 members. So that's kind of neat. that we see that increase in climb. And a lot of that has to center around a lot of our homeschool groups. We're kind of focusing on programming for them as well as our traditional clubs. And so some of those STEM programs, we have a garden program for our homeschool groups. So we're seeing enrollment numbers climb because of that. One of the other things I wanted to highlight with the 4-H program is we had a girl-powered space camp. And that was at the Bonne Terre Space Museum. We were super excited that they allowed us to come and sit and talk with them. Man, what a gem that we have in the county. So if you haven't been to the Space Museum, I highly recommend you go. But we had 63 kids sign up in 48 hours. When we opened that up, we had to actually cut it off because we had so much interest. And then we did have our shooting sports clubs are getting more and more interest, and we did have 2 kids go to the state 4-H shoot in shooting sports. On the agriculture side of it, I'm still involved with the livestock portion of it, even though I've kind of taken a new role with Extension. The Show Me Select program is pretty well established, and we are having a sale in December 8th. And so if you know of anybody who is looking to fill up their pastures with some bred heifers, then please invite them to the sale. And then we had a direct marketing beef school in Union, and that was a regional thing. But that was really interesting. We have a lot of people that are raising their own beef and marketing, and so we're kind of giving them some tips and tricks on not only raising those animals, but also on the marketing side, which is pretty intensive if you're trying to do that as a job. So the marketing part is where my downfall would be. I've included some information from Katie Candler. She's our horticulture specialist. We haven't done that before, so we're trying to pull in other specialists that serve the county. And Katie does, even though she's stationed in St. Genevieve, she does come over here quite a bit. And it's amazing the number of phone calls she gets on gardening or home horticulture. And I have those listed there. Mustard, declining trees, horse nettle, molehills, and it's funny, she always kind of highlights a interesting call of the month. And so you should ask her about that sometime. Some of them are really way out there, and it's amazing what people come up with questions. But we try to find the answer. I wanted to mention also, as a extension engagement specialist, I kind of just engage more than just a specialty area. So I served as a representative with the Chamber of Commerce, Farmington Chamber of Commerce. They had created a SEMO regional advocacy work group, and they had several different areas that they're trying to kind of come up with a standardized document that they would maybe give the legislators or so forth, kind of on the chamber's stance on certain areas. And so I was involved in the agriculture work group, and out of that basically came the chambers, and a lot of people in the Southeast region are not extremely versed on agriculture, and so it was more of an awareness type of campaign in that document. And then for our nutrition program summary, that again, that's July, August, September is her program report. Alyssa Bauer, she is our NPA. She goes into the schools and also goes to the food pantries. And she focused some of her work on educating about dairy. And she has a success story where she talked to the kids about dairy, why it's important to drink 3 servings or have 3 servings of dairy a day. And the kids were just in awe that they could help build their bones by consuming dairy, and had a little more interest in doing that. So, anybody has any questions?
Did you try to sell ice cream in that dairy thing?
I don't think she did. That would be a little challenging.
You talked about, did you say red heifers on that?
No, bread.
Red.
Yeah.
I thought you said red too, so
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, now they're
It
going
works
towards
with the
English and
picture.
Simmental.
Yeah, we're color discriminating.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Kendra, explain about the art in the garden program you had this summer.
The what now?
Art in the garden with the 4-H'ers growing.
Okay, I will try my best. But basically, the kids, that was at the community garden, the kids were involved. They have their own beds there at the garden, and they grow various crops. It's amazing what they grow, and donate that to the senior center. But they participated in the art with the garden. I'm gonna get that right. And basically, the kids were there, kind of explaining what they've done, and just participated when they had that event there. Other than that, I don't know a whole lot. Casey
But
needs to be
they
here.
took the products to the nutrition center.
Yes, yes. They donated to the nutrition center, yep. And this year they did, it wasn't a great year for gardens. I think they did 3 separate loads. I don't know how many pounds of food, but they put tomatoes and peppers and green beans and a ton of stuff. It's fun. They had white carrots, so they grew a lot of stuff.
I was gonna ask you one question. That's this Katie Kaner from St. Ken. I was just kind of looking through here, which interests me. Planting depth of clover and stuff. You can call her and ask her. this
Sure,
thing.
absolutely. She answers all kinds of questions. She actually did her master's degree on weed control.
Well, one interesting thing on there is, I was looking at mobiles.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure everybody in here's got mobiles in their yard.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can ask her on that too.
Yes, you should.
Better get your club ready.
Yeah.
I know Katie talked at a garden club last night and covered myths of the garden.
Yeah.
And I think she stumped some of the ladies, and they were doing some of those myths or believed some of those myths, so.
Testing Johnson grass for nitrates.
Yes.
Johnson grass is all air and some seed, basically, in my mind. And so
Yeah.
nitrates is a bad thing, right?
It is a bad thing. And mainly we're testing those for livestock operations. So in a drought year, Johnson grass, which is in the corn family,
Yeah.
they all, when they stress, they harbor nitrates. They pull that up from the ground and hold it in the plant. And so when the animal eats that, it basically ties up the oxygen in the blood.
And so you reduce nitrogen when you soil.
Correct.
Not a good thing.
Yes. And so when it rains, that plant goes to growing and actually pulls nitrates throughout the whole plant. And so they bring samples in and we do a quick test, basically put drops of an acid on the plant and it'll turn bright blue if it has nitrates in it. And so, they'll bring another sample in a week later and hopefully that has the plant.
Now, you need to know that the cocaine test turns blue too.
Well,
So, they thought I'd look
if they're putting cocaine on their plants and bring them in, I think they're wasting some money.
Okay, any other questions? Sorry about that blue thing.
Anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
I'll find it here in a minute. Okay, this item will not be operated on today. We're just not ready for that decision yet. Still checking some reference. Okay, law enforcement, Mike, Tim? Mike?
One good question before you start. How quick can we get them on? It's too late to do
Well, it all depends on how fast the grant's approved. Yeah, but deer season would have been great to have them on now.
Yeah, and will they fit on the Explorers?
Well, you'll purchase it for an Explorer or Compass. Yeah, it's a vehicle specific.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay.
Specific.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we're looking at applying for a grant through Missouri Department of Public Safety. It's a local law enforcement grant, it's a block grant, so it's no more than $10,000. And we're looking to purchase push guards for the newer vehicles that we received last year, this year.
Oh, push guard?
A push bumper, push guard,
Okay.
basically resembles that.
Okay.
If anybody's seen one of our canine vehicles, the Dodge Durango, it is equipped with a push guard on it, wraparound. Within the first week of Corporal Shoemake having it, he did have a vehicle burst gear incident, and we had 0 damage to the vehicle, which most of us know hitting a deer with your vehicle causes several thousands of dollars. So with the addition of these, it can definitely safeguard the vehicle, any insurance claims, money towards the vehicle, and it also helps protect the officer who's operating the vehicle as well. They range anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500. So we're not gonna be able to equip all of them, but the majority of them, if we can get somewhere around the $1,000–1,200 range, depending on who we purchase them through. And we're looking to put on the newer ones, cause our older vehicles are somewhere in the area of the 150 to 200,000 miles. And I think it's like 2019 and newer, fits our current vehicles. So if you purchase for 12 to an 18 and that vehicle gets damaged, we can't replace that and repurpose that push bumper on a newer vehicle.
Okay.
So it's kind of,
Okay. Motion.
I make a motion, we, give permission for the law enforcement to apply for the local law enforcement block grant.
I'll second that.
Okay, questions? Rich?
Will Buck be installing these?
Yes.
Thank you.
He doesn't know that.
he doesn't,
We also need
He's not here, so
side bars.
Buck likes them, but Buck doesn't like to install them. But yeah, we did this before talking to Buck first.
Yeah, Buck wasn't invited
So
today.
he should have been here today?
But I was wondering if he was going to be.
We'll let you tell him, Randy.
Well, me and the sheriff discussed it, and I told the sheriff he had to tell Buck, so.
Well, if I'm correct, Bridget, did you find this?
Yeah.
It comes around every year.
Well, see if you can find one for sidebars in the rear too.
Backing into those gears.
Complete driver roll cage.
Something like the Mach 5 speed racing.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know if it's you or Nick. Nick?
Yeah.
Thank-
Well, the IT's gonna do it, and the,
I'm gonna
sheriff's
ask
department's
Buck.
gonna pay for it.
Okay. Nick, this is quit working. The last time I did that, they did that, and it works after that, so,
Fair enough. We'll get you some new batteries after this.
okay.
So we're going to accept a sealed bid that we got a few weeks back for a firewall of managed services for the sheriff's department. The first year total cost is $16,675.20. That's for the firewall and for them to set it up, and we also have several connections that they'll have to do and another program for our in the field officers to remote back in to get into our records management system. This also has, which is included in the first year price, there's a $3,000 annual amount for managed services. I think that'll be a year, or it'll go for 3 years, and after the 3-year mark, we will meet up again and see if we're gonna go, usually about 5 years is about what you have on these. So once the 3 years is up, we'll look at it and see if there's anything else better that we need. So we'll update at that time. If not, then we'll go for another 2 years.
Okay, you have a firewall now, but it's aged out.
Yes.
Okay, and also this is the only bid you received.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is a local provider, basically.
Yes.
Awesome. And you said 16,675.20 for the first year?
That's for the first year. Annually after that, it's gonna be $3,000.
Does that include the 3,000?
For the first year, yes.
First year only?
Yes.
Okay.
After that, it would be $3,000 every year after for 3 years.
Alright.
For 3 years, then after 3 years, we either will look again at the firewall.
Or we'll either go out for another bid for more, or we'll talk with them about doing 2 more years of managed service. Which honestly, that's probably what we'll end up doing. They just don't wanna go out that far yet.
Okay.
This technology changes.
Yeah, I haven't asked for a motion yet on this.
No, but I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the firewall with managed services from Something Cool for the first year at $16,675.20, and then $3,000 every year after that,
I'll second.
and out of sheriff's budget.
That's why you just think about it. Now we know.
See how they separated from you at
Yeah, I
that,
think we
that
can
moment?
change it again. That's not coming out of church, but.
Well, we'll get to that here.
Oh, no.
In just a few minutes, in the next couple of slides, I think, about the sheriff's budget. So, with the top key money.
Well, yeah. Okay, got the motion, any other comments? Okay, all in favor of purchasing this firewall and system, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Hey, Nick, I just want Nick to stand up for a minute before I was gonna thank Nick for, they had a little issue out at Hunter's Ridge with the water supply, the pump went down. And our emergency management, Nick found water and delivered water to him out there, drinking water to him. I wanted to thank him for doing that.
And also, I want to thank Bob for his work on those
Yeah.
property lines ago too. I forgot to mention that, Bob, and I appreciate what you did. He was on the phone a lot for that. Okay, here we go, next week this time. Public comments. Kevin, did you have something you wanted to talk about?
I became editor of the Daily Journal and continued being editor of the Farmington Press back about 4 or 5 months ago. And it's just been overwhelming to try to do everything I need to do. And although I love covering the county commission, I haven't been able to give it all my full attention just because I've got too much to do. So I found this guy walking along with This is Dan Jones, and probably everybody in the world knows him. He's a great guy. They just had the band room named after him.
Yes, he did.
Matt.
Congratulations.
But he decided that he was going to try a whole new thing in his life and become a reporter. And he's done a really great job. If any of you read the Owl Creek story that he wrote, it was excellent, and he really enjoyed. You two guys have said a lot of nice things about each other, so I figured it was just meant to be. But I've asked him to take over the coverage of the county commission, and we'll continue to do.
Very welcome, Dan.
Thank you.
And Kevin, we appreciate what you've done too. We appreciate your work. So I think we're represented well. Okay, any other public comments?
So, were you gonna ask for correspondence first there for a second? You just skipped it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I got one this time. Yeah. Has there been a traffic count between the Highway 8 and 47 highway ever done? You guys know it?
Between where?
Highway 8 and 47 on Germania Road?
If it was probably about 10 years ago.
I just wondered. Okay.
I'll go back through some records.
Business called and said they needed traffic study. I didn't know if it's something that your office has in there. In all their-
Germania itself?
Germania, yeah, St. Francis, Germania.
From 8 to 47.
Yes. So if not, that's something I was gonna call SRPC next. and
We
see
can
if
get
they-
Seymour to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's state
For an
anyway.
acre. What's that?
That's state.
That's
Oh, Germania.
Germania.
It's, you'll have to do it in several places. You'll have to do it at Highway 8 in Germania. You'll have to do it at Stony Point and St. Francis.
Yes.
And then you'll have to do it up at 47 and House.
Seymour RPC has equipment for that.
They do.
Yes.
And is that who you would use?
It is. And they'll do it for free of charge.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
We like
And, anytime a business calls and says, hey, we're interested in going in, we'll bend over backwards to help them out.
We can get one
Awesome.
fairly quick.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, any other correspondence or public comments? Departmental reports.
People asked to be updated on the Senate Bill 190. I met with the Chief of Staff, Senator, that's doing clarification of some of the things on it, and because he used to be my Chief of Staff, so they told me to talk to him, and they are open to making some of these clarifications. We gave them a list of the things primarily that you will get sued for, and try to tie those up. The problem is that they fully acknowledge that the problem with getting rid of the personal property tax by Senator Eichel, and so I'm meeting with a group tomorrow, somebody that may offer some solutions to try to get Senator Eichel to sit down and not offer that amendment, so that we can get these things clarified.
Getting rid of the personal property tax? Getting rid of it, not just freezing it, getting rid of it.
He wants to get rid of all personal property.
Okay, I didn't know that. And also, we've heard one report, I think it's from the assessors, their whole lobby that thinks that all we have authority is the county's portion of that, not the schools, not the fire departments, not anything else.
That's one of the things that needs to be clarified, and they've also asked that maybe the Senate Bill 40 board, the developmentally disabled, be exempt from that. I don't know if that would open up a can of worms, but I saw the report, and I know the lobbyist that gave that report.
Okay.
It's his opinion.
Okay. Okay. Any other departmental reports?
It should be noted, Corber Road near H Highway was closed today, near Farmington Airport for bridge replacement, low water bridge replacement.
Okay, and how long?
About a month.
And a short go around?
Yeah, fairly short.
Fairly short.
About a mile and a half.
And they'll know about it within a day, so.
It's been posted on our website for about a week.
Okay, any other departmental reports? Okay, sales tax report, up 0.87%, it's not much, but it is up. And that's always compared to last October. And you see the last 2 Octobers, it's major percentage up, so it's a growth. And we're still on track for over 13 million this year in sales taxes income. So, that's that.
That's only an increase of 600,000 for the year if the numbers hold.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Harold, that goes into our general fund?
Yes. And, we've rolled back our personal property taxes, our real estate taxes. Our
Yes.
tax levy, because,
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's down to less than 3 cents now. Okay, property income, there's, this last month, you see it's still fluctuating, but still significant. So we don't know yet how to plan for the year, but there you are. There's that trend. Now, because of the holiday, we would be closed yesterday. For Columbus Day. So I hope you enjoyed that. And because of that holiday, and this one's dedicated to Nick. Due to the holiday, agenda items for today's meeting must be in by last Friday. And that's why we had to amend the agenda earlier, because Nick blew it. So, anyway, so I just wanted to get that out, and both of those are fully true. So, any other departmental reports? Okay, I'm trying to get it going here. There you go.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you.